Hi everyone, this is Gayle, and welcome to the last episode of my face cane for Tupelo Designs. If you've watched my other videos, I showed you how to do the eye, and then how to put that with an eyebrow, and then we did a mouth. Then I put in the cheeks and the nose, and today we're going to finish it off with hair. Now the thing, you can do two different things, and it depends on what you want to do. You can make a cane for the hair so that your entire face cane has the same hairstyle. But what I like to do is to take a slice of the cane. Say I'm going to make a pendant. I'm just trying to warm this up a little bit. I was just looking at the temperature in my craft room. It is 63.5 degrees in here. So that's why my clay is a little harder to condition than for most of you. This room doesn't have any heat, so I depend on the heat that comes from the rest of the house. But this, I think, will be okay. I'm not going to reduce this anymore because you can reduce it as you use it. If you wanted to, you could cut this in half and reduce half of it so you'd have a smaller face. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to leave this one the way it is. And let me show you what I prefer to do. And, excuse me, you can decide whether you want to do it this way or if you want to do a cane. Let me get a piece of index card to work on. But let me just cut, and I'll do it this way because it's flat on the top. I'm going to cut maybe 4 slices. And you see I've still got plenty. Of course, we're getting down to where the air isn't pressed out of this part of it. But that's easy to fix. You just start pressing in, and these little air holes will start filling in. Same thing here. You see the little air holes in the cane. I'm just going to warm these up a little bit and just press just a little bit. You don't want to change anything, but you do want to warm up this clay so when you push the little holes together, it will stick. What you also might want to consider doing is really compressing the cane that you've got left and making sure that you get all those little spaces filled in. And don't worry about misshaping your face because you can always reshape your face. But see, this is the way it looked before I cut the end off. Isn't that ugly? And then that's what it looked like afterwards. So you really can't tell. But I'm not going to worry about my cane right now because I think it's going to be okay. But I'm going to lay out my 4 faces. And I'm not even going to worry a whole lot about those little air pockets. If I can get them to fill in, fine. And they're filling in pretty good. Now what I prefer to do is take my face, and this one's got sort of a square jaw, so I'm going to elongate her face a little bit. So that's one thing I like about doing slices, is you can change the shape of your face. So let's make her face just a little longer. Let me give her a little bit more of a chin. And this is going to be our first lady. Now I have cut out some clay here. I've got some gold, the alizarin crimson, the raw sienna, some black, and some silver. And let me show you some of the things that I like to do. Let me see, is this rolled on a number 3? It is. So all of these are rolled. I think the black is on a number 5. But I'm going to put the black with the gray, the silver. I keep telling people I don't have gray hair, I have silver hair. Silver just sounds better than gray. Let me move these others out of the way just so I'll have some room to work. But I'm going to cut straight edges and make the silver the same size as the black. Or close, it doesn't have to be exact. And I'll mix that up and maybe I can do something else with that. So I've got the black and the silver that are layered. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my roller. I'm going to roll one end. I'm going to bevel it a little bit. And of course I have to even it up again because I didn't do it even. There's another way of doing this if you have more clay, but I am doing small quantities, so I'll show you this way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I think I'm going to roll the silver on the outside. So I'm just going to take this the silver and the black, and I'm just going to start rolling it up. Okay, I think I've got it started. I'm going to take an acrylic block and use it to roll the rest, just so I won't get little finger grooves in it. And what I ended up making was a black and silver spiral cane. See that? Now to me, if I was going to make her an older person, I would first off lengthen this just a little bit, just so I can make sure I have enough slices. And I would start cutting thin little slices. If you have a piece of glass, it even helps to have that to put your lady on, because that can go in the oven. But I don't, what I've got is acrylic, and acrylic won't go in the oven without melting. So we're just going to do it here on the index card. Okay, that may be enough. But what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to press it to the side of her face. And since her forehead is already flattened, that's one thing you need to do is if you had a round cane and you had a lot of forehead color, you might want to take some of that forehead color off, slice it off, because your hair doesn't go all the way up to the top of your forehead. It comes down over your forehead, or at least mine does. Let's make sure all my curls are going in the same direction. And then where these overlap, where there's a little gap, I would put some and just have it slightly come down over her face. Let me cut a few more thin ones. And just kind of cover up those little spaces. Maybe one more over here. And I think in order to cover that gap, I might just move it up a little bit and just overlap this last one just a little bit. And there's your old lady. Now what you can do is, let me find a little piece of something. How about this color? What is this? This is the blush that I used for the cheeks. Just take a little piece of the blush, roll a little ball, and roll that into a teardrop. And you can put it right there, and it looks like she has an earring hanging. You can make this any color you want. But there's my first lady that has gray hair. So then I can take the very same cane and again try to close in the little air holes. And this one I think I will give a little bit longer hair. Let me try some of the raw sienna and the gold. And let me put that together. And I overlap this a little bit because I wanted to cut off the brown ragged edge. The gold I can blend in. Now this is not the same shape, but that's okay. Don't worry about that right now. We may not even get that far. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a striped cane out of this one. We will cut it in half and stack. Actually, what I think I'll do, instead of cutting, well, I've already cut it now. I was going to say I could cut it into thirds. So let's just cut it in half again. And stack. Let me cut this gold off here just to get it out of the way. But now we have a striped cane. And this is the gold. This is 18 karat gold and the raw sienna. Let me just stretch that out a little bit. And you can do a couple of things. You could slice one big slice and wrap it around like this, but that looks a little goofy. So why don't we cut this at an angle. Put another piece of the raw sienna here and cut it to size. Then put this half back. And now you have like a part in her hair. So what I like to do is maybe stretch this out a little bit, pinch the ends, and make a little swirl. I think right there will be okay. But what I did forget to do was take a slice off. I pulled off part of her face, but we're going to cover that with hair anyway. Before you do all that, you need to take off a slice. And it's longer than my blade right now, so I may have to piece this together because I didn't do a very good job there. So what I'll do is I'll finish this side. And let's give her a little flip on the end. And just come down and just barely cover the outside. And I think what I will do here, since I messed it up, I'm going to cut off right there at the part line. Let me do it this way. I'm going to just slice it back where that part was and do this. And I'll take the seconds. Well, this is where the, see, this is where the gold and the raw sienna didn't match. But I'm going to make that work. So I'm going to put this back to give her her part. And using the raw sienna, since that's the color that I used for her eyebrows, it'll tie in the color of her eyebrows better. And let me just pinch this together. And do another little swirl. See, and there's a girl with the little page boy. There's so many different things you can do. We can take this same cane and let me cut 3 slices this time. And I'm going to use the one with the gold that didn't match up all the way, just to show you that it doesn't have to be perfect. Alright, I'll take another face and fill in, you know, press the little air holes to close them up. My hands are getting warmer, so it's easier to close those in. And this one, I'm going to come down this way. Let's make her face a little narrower. Don't want all of them to look the same. So I'll bring this down here. First, I think well, let me use this other side. I'm thinking I'll use that for a part again. And this one doesn't really matter, but I'm going to put the ragged side down because I think I'm going to leave her hair kind of raggy looking. I say raggy looking, it's just going to be straight. You can cut these tips off, then take a third piece and cut the part area, but use this sort of as bangs or a swirl across here. You just play with it. You just do what you want to do. And just give that a little shape, and then you have some bangs You can even cut that off if you prefer. But that's another idea. And let's see, let me do something entirely different with this one. I'm going to take some gold. Well, no, I think I'm going to try this crimson. Somehow I just feel like this is going to really make a pretty hair. Let me cut these a similar size. I told you I was frugal. I'd make sure that I don't press my clay together before I cut it so that I can separate it. Okay, and let's see, which way should I go with this one? I think I'm going to make a short stack this time. I'm going to cut one and stack it, and I'll cut two and stack that. Let me go one more time. Her face is a pretty good size. I usually make these smaller, so I'm really those stuck together. So anyway, so now I've got this little short striped stack, and I'm going to pinch one end. I may pinch the other end too. Let's pinch both ends. And let's just make a bunch of slices. And it gets a little hard because it's not flat on the bottom. But anyway, now I have all these little pieces of a striped cane. So on this one, I think I'm going to take this one and I'm going to curl this end up. And I'm going to put that there, and I think I'm going to just cut this off. And I'm going to take another one. Do the same thing, curl this up, and kind of overlap that a little bit. And just cut off the excess. And you can do the same thing on the other side. Make sure you get your curls going in the right direction. Let's do another one. And I think this one I'm going to go across that way. And I'm going to just lay that down so that the next one has some clay to stick to. And I'm going to do one more. See, there's just so many different things. You're only limited by your own imagination. But I kind of like the looks of this alizarin crimson. And just and see, now you've got a layered look. You know, so far we've got 4 ladies. That's one stuck to the card, so I can't move it. With 4 different looks. So I hope you enjoy this. You can take these, you can add earrings, you can put long hoops, you can put a necklace around her neck, you can make little, let me do it with this black and gray. You can just make little pearls, because this little lady probably would have pearls. And just decorate however you like. You can put a neck on her if you have any of your color left. I'm just going to put a little bit of pearls right around here, since she doesn't have a neck. And this black and silver looks nice, rolled into little beads. Whoops. I don't have it attached very well, but that I don't intend to. But you can do that. You can put a hat. This one would look nice if you made a little hat and cut across the top. Where'd my blade go? You can probably see it better than I can. Just kind of round this off if you don't like the square sides. But like I said, you can make a hat. You can put, like this one would look good with a big pink hat maybe, sitting cockeyed here on the side of her head. You know, there's so many things you can do. And then you can just put a pin back on the back and wear it as a pendant. Or you can put a hole here and here, and as a pen, I meant as a pin. And you could use it as a pendant, you know, if you can punch a hole in her hair after you bake it. There's just so many different things you can do. But now you know how to make a face cane, and I would love to see what you do with your faces. So please send me an email and attach a picture of anything that you've done, or if you'd like, you can post it on the Tupelo Designs LLC award-winning Facebook page, and I will put that link below. Just put pictures of what you've done, and I will see come back again soon and with another polymer clay project. So thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed this. Bye bye.